It is Lord Hayward. I'm working on my 2D4X game, and yesterday we fucked around with some lists. It turns out that I had more lists than I remember having. So, a couple of them are very similar, and it's kind of worrisome. I don't know. Oh, I gotta hit play. Here we go. We're gonna hit play on this, and we're gonna see if it's doing what I want it to do. Basically, we're gonna check this here. When a hero moves, they need to be added to the new county population. I'm pretty sure we fixed this yesterday. So we're gonna do this one thing first. Andrew Harris here. We're gonna spawn him, and we're gonna close this, and we're gonna move him to here. No, we're gonna move him to here. He doesn't move. Oh, it's paused. Okay, so he moved to there. Whoops. Oh, Jesus Christ. Let me minimize this. We need to look at the lists. Well, you know what? Let's do this first, because I think we got this working. Let's spawn this person. Let's move you to here. Let's click on here. Annie Allen is there, and Annie Allen is not there. So I think this is working. We can look at the population list, too. And so she's down here. And then let's check the population list here. We got 20 people. Annie Morgan, Annie Allen. I don't see her. So that's what we were trying to fix yesterday, and we fixed it. So that's done. I guess we should probably look at the actual lists. Fuck it. No. We're going to move this over to done here. We're going to mark this off. You got to go this way. Close issue. So the problem is that now we have these lists, and I put a note in here somewhere. Yeah, we have spawn tokens, which is a list of all of the actual game objects that have been spawned. So in that particular example that we just did, that would be the one hero. We have another list that's of county heroes, which is actually a list of county populations, which is a public class I have. It's right here. So it's a list of this. That's just the heroes, and then we have another list that's the actual county, everyone in the county, including the hero. So then we have it. So there's two lists that we're updating every time they move, which isn't the end of the world, but it's. I feel like this is there must have been a reason I did this. Well, okay. There was probably a reason. It doesn't mean there was a good reason. So I don't know. I'm going to leave it like that for this, like in probably like 20 minutes, I'll be like, oh, fuck, these two lists are killing me. And they were killing me yesterday, like an hour and a half, maybe an hour and a half of my time was wasted trying to figure out, because I didn't remember that there was another list that I had created called County Heroes. It'd be nice if we could like use like the spawn, but it's different. See, because, well, let me play again. This is the list of county heroes, and this doesn't. So that a hero can hang out in a county without being spawned, and they can work like normal jobs, do like normal things. When they spawn is when you need them to do other stuff, like go to other counties to do shit. But I think we finally, we've been stuck just doing the same, like redoing movement, redoing whatever. And I think we're finally moving forward here again. We might be able to get through this. Look at all these heroes. We need to get all the way to here. Look at all those issues. Okay. Spawn token counter needs to turn on when there are more than one token in a county. So what that is when we spawn, there's like a stack of tokens. We just need to say how many are there. And for some reason, it's not turning on. I thought we did this yesterday. We put a thing in because I'm trying to have them control themselves more than other scripts looking and turning things on and off. I think under token info, which I don't see up here, we'll turn that on. We'll go to token info and take a look at it here. We have a lot of UI scripts. I thought I put this in. Oh, it's not in here. It must be under token movement. Here it is. Let's move this over here. So I did a property getter setter. So when its move is set to true, it turns off, which is what we want. If okay, I see the problem here. It's this destination because when move is set to false, so the move, the move is set to false, and all this stuff happens. No, this happens first, so it should be. Actually, I don't know how quickly that happens. You know what I mean? Like, it could be that this destination is being set faster. I mean, this will happen first, but does this happen immediately? I mean, no, it's trying to happen immediately. Well, actually, when this happens, this is set to move as to false. This thing isn't a part of that list yet. So it wouldn't know. So that's So either you need to have it wait, or we could move this move to false to the bottom. I bet you other things are going to go bad if we do that. But let's try it. Let's see what happens. that's my programming. That's my programming mantra. Let's try and see what happens, and then it's all fucked up, and then I can't remember what I did, and then I spent 2 hours trying to fix what I just fucked up. All right, let's spawn Annie Hall. Is it no Paul Hall? You go to here. Yeah, something broke. Something broke with that. Because the destination is null at this point. I mean, we could keep moving this up. We can move this up one more. But I hate when things are, they're very, very. I mean, and this obviously programming it has to be. Things have to be in order, but I hate when it's like really specific like this, because then shit goes bad really easily. Because later I might make a change to this and not remember that this has to be exactly right here. I like it when it's more stable, when it doesn't really matter. You can just throw all the shit into this if statement and everything works great. And a lot of this code is, the classic spaghetti code, as you hear, because I'm still learning. I'm still a beginner. Okay, so we don't know if that worked or not because I don't have enough people here. So let's recruit a hero and then hit close, and then let's spawn this person. And so this turned on its own, and it says 2. I know we can barely see it. I could move this camera a little bit more, I suppose. I didn't look up. I'll look it up before next time I stream, and we'll fix the camera to WASD. We'll move the camera. This is me doing WASD. We don't need this shit to be doing this anymore. I'm listening to the Yeah Yeah Yeahs out to some Yeah Yeah Yeahs album that I think is new. It's a lot mellower than I want for my programmingness here. We'll move this a tiny bit, but I see now we're off the edge of the. Ugh. Okay, let's do this differently. Let's have 2 heroes. Peter and Craig. Okay, so that actually worked, but then let's spawn another person here, because that 2 is showing that there's 2 people. I gave myself like extra money. Okay, so now Christina Miller's here. Let's move Craig to here. So that almost worked. You can see that there's another name under here. Christina's name's under here, and this popped up, but we got some other bugs we got to go through. The other thing that I mean, this works, but the issue, well, let's do one bug at a time. Let's kind of like try to simplify this. And I think this is, we're on I'm feeling confident today. I don't know if I should be. So let's do this. I think, let's first check this. When we spawned this guy, I think it disabled him being selected. Okay, so Bruce Carter was not. He did not. Let's do the most basic shit. Let's just move this guy around. He should also go back home. If we click anywhere else, we got a bug there. So what is this bug happening? Or not a bug, a error. Okay, so token move home. What was the second one? Okay, so each time I'm clicking it, I think it's at, what is it doing? Let's look here. There's something going wrong with this list. We got to do it faster though. Okay, so it's the first time it bugs out. Oh shit, is it still playing? Yes. County population dictionary, the destination name. This is also adding it to the destination. So let's see. I think we want to do this not to the destination. We're going to check the county list here. Where are you at? You're in Tillamook. Oh, they make ice cream there that I eat all the time. Spawned token list is here. We don't have a way to look at the hero list. And that's what's being county population dictionary we can look at. That's this thing. What is this fucking dude's name? Benjamin something or other? Yeah, it's not getting added to that. What is his destination? None. Because we're setting it null right here. That would be a problem. Wait. Professor Stevens, how's it going? I just started streaming. How was your afternoon? I'm feeling much more confident today because well, I guess fixed. We've pushed that problem off. It's here, but I have these two lists. I think this actually should be location, not destination, because it's returning home. Yeah, home location. What am I doing here? Yeah, I copied and pasted this over yesterday, so I think this should be home location. I still have the anime list open on my computer. I looked up. I opened Netflix while I was eating to like try to pick a show to watch, but I was eating at the same time, so I only had one hand, so I didn't want I couldn't type in anything. I guess I could have if I was, and then I just gave up and went back to watching The Wire. Um, um, Electricians, those are I dread electricians visits because I have a house from 1927 and it has like cloth, the wiring is covered with cloth, and it could be expensive if I have any electrical problems. What? What are we doing here? Oh. Um. Okay, so I can't use this. I should probably just make another one that we don't want this to be a transform. We want token info dot county population dot location. I have a bunch of these two-prong plugs, and not a bunch. There's only like two or three of them, but they're two-prong plugs. They don't have the ground on them, and they're so tight that you can barely get anything in there anyways. And one of them has three of them on there. And I had an electrician come to get a quote. I was thinking about having run a network cable through my house, and they were like, "Don't use those things; they're a death trap." So I actually like put a bookshelf in front of one, and the person who helped me set up the bookshelf, because it was like this massive bookshelf, was like, "Do you want me to cut out a spot so you can plug stuff in here?" And I was like, "Nah, we'll just pretend it doesn't exist." All right, let's try this again. I think I was overly. Okay, so are you on this list though now? What is your name? Daniel Phillips? You should be at the bottom. Okay. And then this other list we can't see. Oh, you got the cloth wiring too. Oh, you got it all replaced. Man, that must have cost a fortune. When that electrician came, I was just getting a quote, and it was like 5 grand, and I couldn't do it. I mean, that was without the Ethernet, the network cable. That was just like a dream. I was like, it'd be nice if I also had a network cable. Uh, some of it's modern, but most of it's the cloth stuff. Like the room I'm in right now, which is my bedroom, is like modern wiring that they put in. Someone put in later. Um, I also, when I moved in, my friend came over with her husband, and her husband had these. He had so many suggestions of what I should do to my house, and he was a total know-it-all. Um, and so like everything he saw, he was like, you know, you should do this, but like his tone implied that like I had to do it. But he also, like I said, he was a know-it-all, and he saw my like electrical panel, and he's like, that thing. I remember I read about these things, and they're gonna they're a fire hazard. And I looked it up online, and there was like all this talk of them being a fire hazard. So I was all worried, and so that was one of the reasons I actually had the electrician come, and the electrician was like, "No, man, these things are fine." Like, sure, they're all of them are fire hazards. Wow, new floors. Wow, wow, that seems awesome. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's so. It was funny because he was like the second person. It was my coworker, and they were like the second people to come to my house. And so after he was at my house at first, I was like, my house sucks. But then I thought about it more, and he was just a know-it-all. All right, so I kind of want to make it so I can see this hero list. Where the fuck would it be, though? It would be under. This is where we're initializing it, but where are we? It's just floating in the nebulous, I think. Um, Wait, let me see something here. My parents just redid a bunch of their stuff at their house. I grew up in an earth integrated home, so it's like a house with dirt on the roof, like a hobbit hole. Okay, so there should definitely be a hero list here. Yeah, I don't think I have any way to see it, though. I guess I don't need to see it. It would just be nice to compare to make sure that this is working correctly. Um, and they just recently took some of the dirt off the roof to build like a second story on it. I still haven't seen it. I'm actually going down there for Thanksgiving. I'm curious. When you said architect, they hired, like a professional to, especially because it's an earth integrated home. Yeah, I don't think I can see this anywhere. And it's not assigned. All right. So what was the error we were having? Well, besides the one we just fixed, I hope we fixed. It was. So I don't mind that being there, but I feel like there at a point we don't want it there. Maybe I should not worry about it right now because most of this stuff is temporary. What is this person's name? Jack Powell. See, that works now. And it turns off like it's supposed to, and that I don't like that little flash, but I don't think it will be there when we actually. And then he's at the bottom, Judith King. And she's selected, but you know what I can see here? I think maximize this thing. Oh no, I thought the name was on. Well, didn't it just fuck up earlier? Was it because I fixed that other error? Okay, so the other thing that's not working that we need to fix is if we click on this, it should go through the stack. And it's not. I think we turn that off temporarily. Is that... Oh, wait, this person's name should be on, though. I think... Yeah, so that person's name should be on. And then we're into this horrendous county stacking script here. Okay, so this is the thing we added yesterday. So it doesn't do it if it's less than 1, which is what we want. Or I mean, equal to 1. So let's think about this. Can we make it? We can. I'm trying to think. So this is on the county. When does this fucking thing get ran? When you spawn something, it gets ran, and then so this is what I was thinking about yesterday, and then I bailed out of it because I had other issues. When the token leaves, it needs to tell the other. It needs to tell the place it's leaving to stack the tokens, and we actually need an else on here, and we can just tell it to stack or to turn on. Whoops. We can actually tell it just to turn on its thing. These are all game objects, so we just get component here. Do I have this in token info, or are we getting a... Yeah, it's name text. No, name game object. What am I? Is my noon alarm, just in case I'm napping or sleeping in or something. So I don't think this is going to solve our issue actually, but that needs to be there. And we can turn that other stuff off. So I think it happens when there's, wait, close. I think it happens when there's two people here. It turns off the bottom person's name, which is what we want. And then when this person leaves, yeah, so we just need to have it run the stacking thing when it leaves. So how the fuck are we gonna do that? That's not gonna be hard, actually. We're going to go. I even left a big gap here. That's not really probably the reason, but we can just go. Where is this county? It's attached, I think, to the. Yeah. If uh, what is the name of this thing? Spawn token list. Wait, how are we gonna access? Okay, we're gonna need to do this different way. This thing is attached. We need to get its location. How are we gonna do this? It needs to get the component off this game object. What is in my county stuff? Okay, so this is how we need to do this. We need to do um, I don't know if I'm gonna keep that name, but I'm gonna have this is gonna be some ridiculously long variable, and I don't want to put in the if statement right now. This is gonna be counties. Um, we have this right. What the fuck was I haven't messed with this county thing in a long time. Counties was what was it under? Oh, it's just game object, as it should be called. Game object. So now we have the game object. Then we're gonna get the um, component of county heroes stacking, and you know what we can just do here is get rid of this actually, and we can call this county heroes stacking. And now, why the fuck was I doing that? Because we want to see if this list. Okay. Whoops. Count. Oh wait, we got to put the list in there. Spawn hero list dot count is greater than 0. Is not equal to null. Actually, I think it's going to be greater than 0. And why the fuck was I doing all this? Because if that's greater than 0, we want it to go... we want it to stack the heroes. Alright, that was convoluted and a lot to get there, but we did it. Maybe. Alright, now we have to test it. Which, I'm not confident. Oh, I wanted to get rid of this crap. What the fuck am I listening to? It's a song called Mars by the Oh, wait. We need... I guess it doesn't really matter, but we need somebody here. We need 2 people, basically. And then you need to go away. And that worked. It turned on their name. That's all I was trying to get it to do. Let's get rid of this thing. And then let's do this. We'll spawn 2 here, or 3 heroes here, and we'll move one of them away and see if it actually stacks these guys correctly. Angela Morgan. Okay, I was not very confident. Oh, it's fixed itself. That's what it was supposed to do a long time ago, and it stopped doing it. It was supposed to push them over to the side a little bit, each one, so you could see that there was a larger stack, and it stopped doing it. And now I guess maybe I fixed it, and I just don't remember. So I don't know I like how this works, but let's move you down here. And it did stack it, but the problem is Angela Morgan should have still been selected because they were the one that's moving. So it don't work. So I don't know if I like this. In fact, I don't like this. We need to also make this thing do something. How would I like it to work? That's the key. All right, well, let me write down this note real quick. This is fixed. We just did this. I'd like to close as many issues as I could today, but we need to add a new issue. And I already forgot what it was. Oh yeah, the moving token should stay selected. And I think this is because we changed how we do movement. I think it's because Jesus Christ, look at this list. We used to have that timer thing where we didn't want that to be the case. But what was I fixing? Oh, this thing. So I think when it leaves, do we want it to show? We want it to show the. We could just close this, or. So this is the thing. The Angela wouldn't be on any list while she's moving, which is fine. She's moving. And so like as a player, like let's say you're playing and you pause it and you go dick around over here and you come back, what's the easiest way to find this person? See, so they're gone from there, but let's say it's still selected. I think it should just go away. Hey, what happens if we do 2 people moving at the same time? Oh, it put Angela on the bottom. Was that the plan? I don't think that was the plan. It's not supposed to do that. But that's a different problem. So I think when it moves, we should close this. I think that will be the easiest solution. When it starts moving, we should just close that. So now, how did we, since we fucked with that so much yesterday, how the fuck did we, what is going to be the easiest way to just disable that thing? I think, in the same spot where I just added the stacking, we'll do something. But so we want, so it's immediately close this thing. So what is open here? And we'll want to close also because the army one, I mean, it's off, but we'd want that to go away too if it was on. So let's close this whole thing, whatever this is. And that's in world map load. Now I'm listening to rap. I'm not like against rap. It's just not what I picked. And I don't know what this is. Oh, it's like someone made a mix of the Yeah Yeah Yeah's new album and then just slid in some other band at the end. Classic YouTube. That's probably like their favorite band. And they're like, I'll get people to listen to my favorite fucking band. All right, this actually shouldn't be that bad either. We just slid this stuff in here, and then let's put it above. We just want to go, and this is in world map load, and it's called Hero. That's what it's called. I think that's the laziest and the best solution with the amount of work I want to put into it. Hey, Professor Stevens, if you're still around, I was reading in this. I had a question that I just thought of. I was reading some, like Unity forum, and someone said that they can change their scripts while the game's playing, while you're there in play mode, and not get any errors. And I was like, I've never heard of that. And I tried to like Google it, and I couldn't find anything. And I was curious if that's like a thing that I just don't know how to do. Like I just changed that script and they said it would just update, or if they just were, if I was misunderstanding what they were talking about. Have you encountered that? All right, so this should just close this thing, which it is done. So then you have to, huh? I am gonna have to Google that more. Okay, so that works. That's a excellent compromise. um, so what was our other issue that I just put over here? Huh. I'm gonna have to, yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up because I'm curious. Okay, moving token should stay selected. Where did that stopped working though? I think it was. Is that the guy? I think I mean, it should. Does he stay selected here? Okay, county stacking is not working. Huh. Yeah, it was. And the other people in with a forum thread just were like acting like that was normal. No one like said it was weird or anything, but they also he was asking some other question and he just mentioned that, and I was like, wait, what? So let's take a look at this code. That went up to 9. I'm wondering if we have something that's actually counting shit in here. We shouldn't be counting stuff, and we might. I don't want to count stuff. Um. I don't know what either of those things are. I'm gonna copy your thing to my notes. I always feel like I'm missing. Um, whoops. Most of my stuff is like learn by doing, but I feel like there's things that I could do better. And it's weird. Like I use Chat GPT pretty regularly. Oh, I didn't copy that. Um, and a lot of times it will say like do it this way, and I'm like, what the fuck are you even talking about? Like I don't even know what that is. And then I look it up, and sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong. It's sometimes it's way off base, but that's new things here. I need to copy. It wouldn't let me copy from chat for some reason. I wanted to copy this for later to look at it. All right. So what the fuck are we counting here? Or do I have a 9 in here? I bet you that's what I do. I have a 9 in here, and my prefab is the wrong one. I do. So it didn't get updated is what happened. We could put like 2 9s in here so we know it's really busted instead of a counting issue. So what happened? I feel like it didn't give me anything. Okay, so this if the spawn list is greater than 1, you know what? I got duplicate code right here. This we can put right here. We turn that on. Yeah, I have duplicate code in that for loop. Do I need it in the for loop? No. Every game developer should know what the strategy pattern in it is, also called dependency injection, and also inversion of control, all refer to passing a reference to an object of class that implements an interface to another object, so that other object can call it when it needs whatever it does, while allowing it to be replaced by a different object that implements the same interface so the caller can get different behaviors dynamically without any code changes. That whole paragraph is above my head. I'll have to like watch a bunch of tutorials and see what that means. So multiple times chat has said like, hey, you should try this, and I look it up later and I'm like, oh fuck, I should have been using this the whole time. Even back to like I think my second stream of this, and I'm like on 58 or something. Someone said, why aren't you using an array there? And I was like, I don't know how to use arrays. And he helped me use it in that one particular case. And then I Googled it, more later. And I actually, in this other game I work on that I don't stream as much, I use arrays for all sorts of shit. I don't use arrays too much in here because I need lists more, I need to manipulate them more. But yeah, like chat has been very helpful. Uh, So that was in the wrong. Well, not necessarily. Yeah, it was just duplicate because we added that. So what about where didn't it? Okay, so this is actually setting the count on everyone's. So that's fine. It just so how did it not set the count? There's a guy. God, what is his name? I'm on in his Discord. Uh, I can't remember what his name is. Oh, here it is. One Wheel Studio. He does like some tutorials. He's also a teacher. Um, at least he used to be a teacher. But he's his tutorials. I feel like he explains stuff really well, and they're short. You know, like he'll pick a topic, and he'll do like 5 minute um, a thing on it. And like I feel like he does a pretty good job of explaining stuff. So a lot of times I'll watch his video and I'll be like, I have no idea what he's talking. You know, like it's way over my head. But then later I'll run into something and then I'll go rewatch his video and be like, okay, now I'm grasping what the simple because he already explained it as simple as possible. But I just didn't. It didn't apply to my situation, I guess. Um, so I watch his videos pretty regular. Um, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely am not doing tutorials. I don't feel like I have it. Like, I would want to be an expert in all of the things that I'm talking about. And I also do too. I'm an IT guy. And I make tutorials at my work for like the basic, like how to do stuff in Outlook. And so doing my job for my time off is not something I want to do. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to do a tutorial after I made tutorial at work. Um, so this is getting assigned. So how did it not get assigned? Maybe that was a fluke. I hate when that happens though. That I never see the error again until 6 months later, and then I don't know what. Okay, so what did we have? We had 3 guys here. Donald, come on. We had 3 guys. And then we moved one down here. Then I moved him back, I think. What happened here? Oh, look at that. Billy was still selected. He's getting moved to the bottom. That's not what he's supposed to happen. He should be getting moved to the top. And it shows him on the top, but he's not selected. So there's something going on, and I bet you we can fix this. We can fix this. I also talked to this other guy in chat about tutorials because I was complaining about him because there are some really bad tutorials, and he's a professional Unity developer. And what he thinks, and I agree with this, is that a lot of people, they learn their first thing how to do something and they get excited and they make a tutorial on it, but they actually aren't doing it right in the first place because they're new to it. And so like you run into this tutorial and you're like, oh, this is great, but it's actually not like, it's not wrong. It's just not the best way. And I feel like I run into a lot of tutorials where they go off on a tangent or something too. And I'm just like, I don't even know. I just want to know how to, reference a, uh, variable from another script or something. So what did we just encounter here? We encountered, I already forgot. My poor brain. Okay. We had 3. Oh, I know what it was. He's not staying selected. Is this thing, it should be, where's my token info? I think I moved this over. If it's not on here, it should be on here. Okay, so there's a way better way than whatever way we're doing it. currently is the wrong way to do it. Um, Look at this. I actually have encountered this in my other game where, huh, I keep trying to find a better way to do this, like to link all the game objects. I don't have to individually adjust them. But what we should be doing, where the fuck did I put is selected? Because that needs to move. It needs to be over there. Let's just search for it. I'm pretty sure I called it is selected. There's some stuff there. Okay, this is spawned armies. We're not doing that right now. We're actually going to probably delete that whole thing and recreate that with this stuff. We want it more like that, actually. How are we keeping track of this thing? I rearranged a bunch of code recently. Tore everything out and like deleted like half of my variables because I was out of control. Because I learned better ways, well, hopefully better ways to do it. How are we keeping track of this? Oh, you know what? Is I had it in there and I took it out. I'm remembering and it was just sitting in there as, but what did I, how are we keeping track of these things being, is it in token movement maybe? Maybe we don't need this army crap here. So we would be accessing the sprite renderer to be a changing that because we're changing it from the white sprite to the gold sprite. So that's one sprite renderer. Okay, that's just for the sort. Here we go. Here, what is this? Where are we? This is in world map load. Currently selected token. Okay, so I did this differently than I was thinking of. We would have an is selected bool that would change this. Okay, this works too. Oh, wow. Oh, it's there's another lady, I can't remember what her name is either. Sam Yam, that's her name. Hers are pretty good too, because so I do watch occasionally other Twitch developers, and I like on Twitch you can see other people make mistakes and then fix them, if that makes sense. Like in a lot of tutorials, like they blast through it and there's no mistakes. You know, it's the perfectly done thing. But on hers, like if she makes a mistake, she'll show that how she fixed it and stuff. Like she'll have a typo or something and continue on, and then she must rewatch the thing, obviously her YouTube video, and then go back and point out, oh, here's where I made this mistake. Um, okay, so this is fine, except why is it changing? So we must be currently selected token must be getting jacked up somewhere. So when this thing moves, so when it moves, its county stacking is fucking this up. Let's move you over here. We must currently selected token. Here's the, okay, so this, is this the only spot? The other thing is we could be adding it to the list wrong. What is this? This is select county. That's right click gets rid of that. That's what we want. If there's no, that's a different issue. Token returns home. I bet you we're adding it to that list. We are. We're just adding it to the end when it gets to the destination. I know we are. We just did that yesterday. What we need to do is insert it at the beginning. I don't know if that will solve our problem. That's a different issue. Um, that is going to be here. And I forget how to do this. I think it's insert and then the position. Yeah. I don't think it likes 0 though, for some reason. And we can also check the other. It might do it. We might be able to test this just with 2. Who did we just spawn? Christine Brooks, and she's on top here. It is very hard for me to see this. My eyes are going, man. Um, her name's still on. Let's actually do this with 3 people and see if that happens. And I'm gonna have to figure out what that fluke was that one time. Whoops. I accidentally clicked the same person and oh, I did it again. That's that bug that we gotta fix. Um, all right, so we have 2 people. And that worked. See, who is the currently selected? Deborah Brooks. Oh, I know why. I know why. It's because when the person leaves we just fucked this up. When the person leaves the county, it stacks it behind them, and that's what's causing this. I didn't even check if that worked. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break though, and I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. So let me stop my music here. All right, I'll be right back. All right. Just thinking out there while I was smoking how we're going to do this. Basically, with the county stacking, what we need to do is we need to say like, hey, don't do this part. We could do it with like a bool, but I feel like I'm always adding all these bools, and they're dumb. But basically, what we wanted to do is say we could also write another little script that just does part of it, but then we're gonna have two duplicate scripts, that do part of the same shit here. This is the problem right here. And so if you have three and you're clicking through them, you want this to work. But if it's stacking it after the thing leaves, we could send something through. We could send a bool through and say like, hey, but I also don't like doing that much unless I feel like it's absolutely necessary. Because then you got to remember what that shit means. I'd rather have everything just work. So let's see. Okay, you know what we could do is we could say if I was thinking maybe we want to put this up here because this is also going to be another long one. Well, let's put it here, I guess. Instance currently selected. Do we already have this somewhere? No, we don't. At the top. Whoops, not county. Token. Get components. Token info. No, we have a token info. Actually, that will work. That will work right here. If move, no, it's not token. It's token movements. Let's go back. My laser. Get component. Dot move is equal to true. Is this gonna work? Yeah, it is, because it's gonna fire off right when the person moves. Equal to false. Then do that. No, because 0 isn't. No, that's not going to work because it's 0. It doesn't. The thing's already moved out of this list. This list is gone. No, but it is the currently selected token. Okay, no, that's right. Okay. Did I save that? Yes. We're not checking the list token, we're checking the moving token. All right, let's do this again. I wish I had a quicker way to recruit all these guys. Okay, that worked. He's still selected, but it puts him on the bottom still, and he shouldn't be on the bottom. He should be on the top. I think my insert thing is wrong. Where was that? I think 0 is wrong. And I think I experienced this. So my other game, I just have like two lists of all my game tokens, the enemies and your guys. It's so much simpler, and you just bash them together. And it's I think let me look at this the read the fucking manual thing. Um, Looks like I've already been here. I've already looked at this. I didn't learn anything, I guess. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of how they do their examples either. Uh, Unity inserts to list at beginning. No, it is 0. Okay, am I putting them in the wrong list since I have all these fucking lists? Spawn token list, that's the right one. We can look at that actually. We can check that. That one we can see. It's just the hero thing. I don't know where I'm going to put that or where I would put that. Can we do this with 2 people out of laziness here? Well, it looks like it works with 2 people. Where are you? You're in Portland. Yeah, it works there. So what's the deal with a third person? Um, we've already, whoops. Yeah, we gotta fix that. Um, Eric Ramirez, he is at the top, so let's move him back. Anthony's there, but then he's at the. No, he is at the top. So it's not the list isn't the problem. This stacking is not working right. So when the token gets here, we insert it. I don't think we're stacking them again, and that would be the problem. What about that change we just did? His move would be, we'd have to do it after. God damn, this is so fragile. How are we controlling this? Is there a way to do it where it just... I think I've looked this up before. Let's do C#, because this is not a Unity specific thing. Tell when a list changes. If we could figure this out, actually, we could even take out the thing where the token is triggering this. What you're looking for is called observable collection. It has a collection change that triggers. You can use it in the following manner. How old is this? Okay, 2014, so it's probably... They blasted this poor motherfucker. All right, let's actually duplicate this and go back. Oh, this guy's using link. All right, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. This is from 2010. Detecting changes in a list. Here's a Unity. Is Kurt going to be commenting on this one? Lurking Ninja also comments a lot. Um, all right, so this guy's using events for something. I'm still struggling with events. I used too many of them, and now I'm back to avoiding them. Let's ask Chat GPT what it thinks. Sometimes it's got to log in on this other thing, and then too many work things appear in my list here. In Unity, I want to be able to tell when a list changes. The fuck is this thing gonna do here? Okay, this is not what I was expecting, but that's pretty normal. Okay, we got this list. What the fuck is a delegate? That's one of those event things, I believe. Yeah. In this example, the on-list change event is triggered whenever the list changes. You can ascribe to this event in other scripts. See, that would be kind of a, if this works, which I think it probably would. What about this? What was this one guy talking about? Um, oh, are they? See, I'm really struggling, and that one wheel guy. I've watched his video about this like 5 times. Really struggling with the event thing because the issue I have is a lot of the stuff is inactive, and then when so I get errors thrown until like they get activated because people they like can't subscribe to each. So I have this whole issue where their things are turned off and on too much, and it causes my events to break. And I think I'm just using the events wrong, probably. What was this guy talking about? Observable collections. Um, what? Whoops, where am I typing? What about observable collections? Well, wait, you said it was events. uh, some Chat GPT is sometimes too agreeable and sometimes too argumentative. One of these I had it like uh, it was arguing. It was obviously wrong and just arguing. Oh, you know what it was doing? It was a list. I asked it for a list of something, and it just kept sending. It would say, "Oh, you're right. Here's the corrected list," and it was the same list every time. And I would say, "That's the same list," and it would say, "No, it's not." Like, fuck you. Uh, this class provides events that automatically notify you. Here's how you would use it. So I haven't messed with the event system in Unity. I've tried because I got confused, and I watched a video on that too where the person like explained the two different ones, and I still was like, well, yeah, but which one am I supposed to be using? And I couldn't tell after watching. I only watched like one video on it, and then and I think I still have like one or two events in this thing, but generally I took them out because I was just struggling, and I kept, like I said, it was the thing would turn off, and then I'd get errors, and I would put in, for a while I didn't understand what the question mark. This fucking name for it. I don't know where my events are, but there's a question mark you're supposed to put in there. It has a name. And I didn't understand why I was supposed to do that until I was getting these other errors, and so then I just kind of gave up on them. I know that eventually I'll come back around. Okay, so we have a list here. Okay, and we subscribe. So this is the same thing. We're subscribing to it. And then we remove it. Is that it? Is that all we do? And then this is the thing that, and then we destroy it. The Elvis operator. This seems simpler than the other way. What is this list that I'm fucking with here? This is a list of, because if we did that, we could just say every time this list changes, fucking stack it. And okay, so this list is in, this is county here. No, this is spawned. It's a dictionary list. Can I do it with a dictionary? Observable dictionary. I've been trying, in my other game, I started, when you equip a weapon, like a dagger, I wanted it to use the skill of a dagger. And I struggle with it. And I finally started using something called reflections. And now I've used them a bunch of times. And I feel like holy shit, like I'm overdoing it. Okay, so this is much more complicated. Like I'm overdoing it with the reflections, and I do that every time. Like I learn something new, I get all excited. Oh, I'm gonna use 1,000 fucking events, and then I use 1,000 events, and 90% of them don't work. Now I'm using reflections 1,000 times, and they're all working, but at some point it's gonna all come crashing down. They just have. I think this is just overly complicated example down here. Yeah, so that's this thing. I don't know what the fuck this thing is down here. So let's try this out. It's going to have me add collections specialized. Where did this thing go? Yeah, this is not County Heroes. This is spawned armies? No, it's spawned heroes. Did I move it somewhere? I did. It's under the county. It's right here. Oh, no, this is just a list. Observable. Observable. Spelling something wrong. I have the word observable on my. No. Oh, yeah, I was spelling it wrong. Rendering. Why do you want rendering in there? I thought you wanted some other thing. Thought you wanted. God, that's bright. Collections specialized. So how am I going to do this? So then each one of these on Awake needs to subscribe. That isn't that bad. This is attached to each county, so that's just like generic for each. Whoops, we could probably stop this from running. Um, Now this is gonna fuck up a lot of other things here. Yeah, it doesn't know what this is. I don't know what the rendering thing is. Um, we want to do this. We want to name this something else. I guess we can just stick with what I was saying there. Um, okay, it doesn't want to. It doesn't want to be my friend here, so we'll just manually. We'll just manually do. Oh, it's because this isn't capital. I think this is supposed to be capital. We need a D here. Oh God. Sometimes that thing is not giving us the right stuff. All right, it doesn't know what this is. What did it? Where was it? Maybe Unity doesn't have this. I have ran into that before. I actually there's another argument I had with ChatGPT was um, it was telling me that my version of Unity should have something, and I was like, it's not there. And then it kept correcting. It's like, oh no, wait, this comes out in this other version and this other, and it kept going. Uh, on collection changed. Is that what this one is called? Observable. It was after this. Oh wait, I have this as a list. No, I just have new. Okay. Uh, public observable list. I was trying to. I was like, maybe I should copy and paste this, and it will. Let's see if it will let me copy it. I think I'm just there's something. I'm missing something in here. Collection changed. Collection changed. Usually. Um, list with notify. Oh, is it called something else? Oh my god. I am amazed that the copying from chat to this actually looks this good. I'm like, I mean, it doesn't look great, but I'm still shocked that it's just not gibberish because like the chat, it's um, there's a way. Um, observable list. What the fuck is this? Oh, here's Kurt. Swear to God, he gets 10,000 more posts every time I see him. So this is something else. I think in Unity, I think this is something else. I'm gonna look at your code 1 second. I'm gonna tell. Um, I think the observable list is something else in Unity. All right, let me see. He posts all the time, and he's kind of a dick though. And I recently saw a thing where he was just arguing with people. Control K, Control F. Do I still have this on my clipboard? Probably not. Let me go back up here. But yeah, he's got 35,000. Like I wonder, Control K, Control F. Copy. It didn't copy. Control K, Control. It doesn't like that. Select unformatted code. Select the unformatted block first. What do you mean? Copy. I understand what you mean now. I understand what you mean now. Let's see. So go Control K, Control F. It doesn't like that. Whoa. Visual Studio, I believe. I always have to double check. Yeah, Visual Studio. Control K, I use Control K, Control D, I use all the time. So I feel like that should be doing something. So what is list with notify? It looks like you found the solution here. List, whoops. List with notify. Oh, you just wrote that in like 5 seconds? I guess you are. I guess you are a teacher. Um, okay, let's see here. Um, try edit advanced format selection. Edit. Advanced format. Control E. Oh, it still didn't do it though. What is the thing I do all the time? Control D, control. I'm going to click this. All right, what control K, control D is what I use all the time. What is that thing? Format document, format selection. Whoops. I'm going to try this one more time. Control E, Control F. What about... Does it actually like format it and like take out spacing and stuff? Because that's I think I've complained about that in many, like I've always said, like wish they had just had a thing that would take all these extra lines that I have in it out of here. All right, let me look at this thing real quick. Let's make this a normal, for me, a normal looking thing. Uh, okay. All right, then we got a debug log or whatever, their equivalent. List with notify. Here's a public class. A new one of these. Oh, is this like an override? Is that what they call that thing? And this should be down here. All right, let me look at this here. It was, thank you. It wasn't actually, it wasn't painful at all. Okay, so we got this list with notify, which this thing, it already knows what this is. Oh, is it this rendering thing still? That's just let's comment out my observable stuff here to make this less confusing. Yeah, this too. Whoops. No, we need this, but we need you back to just being a normal list here for a second. Just for a second. Go back to being a normal list. Okay. So that's going to be a list of ints with notify, new list with notify. Okay, so the public class is list with notify that has a list inside of it. And then it has an event, I guess is what the action is. Line 13. So we have so inside the public class there's an event. And then there's also this method with add, which adds to the list. Okay, all right. Okay, so this is making sense. This is a better example than whatever this was that I was looking at. Whatever this was. Okay, so then we just. Oh, I guess this should be another line here. Oh, it has the Elvis thing. Okay, so it notifies the listeners on invoke. And then we would subscribe. We're subscribing right here. Okay, so here's the list. Because this would solve a lot of, if we could do it, and then if I know how to do this, there's probably other times I could, there is actually, thank you, this is actually, I think this is, okay, so let me try to do this. I like to, when I'm doing something like brand new that's complicated, I like to save a comment of the old thing. Okay, so we're going to call this list with notify, I think. And then we're going to get rid of this main here. Well, we're going to comment this out because I need to look at it, not get rid of it. And then we're going to make this as simple as possible. Just like you have here. Definition for count. Okay, so this list is where line so this version of Visual Studio always like it gets upset. It's doing it right here actually, and wants me to do that. And so I've just been doing that. Okay, so this list. So this is an int though. We don't want an int. We want which is this game object. Well, I'm glad I could help. I'm using like the newest version. I don't know where the about is of this thing. Maybe release notes 20. I think this is the newest version of it. I try to keep on the. This is because I'm an IT guy. I'm always trying to keep on that, like on the cutting edge of the software, which it has its downsides, of course. Okay, so this thing we would have to have like accounts. We would have to add another thing that would be a count in here, if that's what I'm understanding. I subscribed to the GitHub. The fuck is it called? Their AI, which I suddenly can't remember what it's called, for a couple of months, and it was adding too much shit in. No counting needed, but I need the count for this other stuff. We'll call it one by one. But I need to know that. So what I do, the list. Let me think about this. So I don't think I've ever modified like this side of a list. You know what I mean? Like I've never done that. Of any, not just a list of anything. I guess I do public classes all the time. So this is the thing that's going to be the game object is this replacing this T. I got to do this in my head, and then we have the new list. Yeah, this is what this thing is wanting right now. Is just to make that. Oh wait, it wants it read only. Sometimes that's wrong. So I have to. How do I get the count? I would have to put in here count, right? Public void count, and then I would go list count. No, that's not going to work. I would go because it needs to have a count on here. Um, I'm gonna have to put a bunch of comments on here explaining what I'm doing too, because I know, like, in 6 hours I'm gonna forget what this all means. Uh, yeah, just the number of items in the list for these other things. My music stopped, like it always does. Every 40 minutes, I haven't figured out why it does it only when I'm streaming. Um, oh, I'm also using insert. What am I think, so if I'm looking at this ad right, okay, so then well, we wouldn't want it with counting. We wouldn't do a notification. We would go list. We need to bring in, I think I understand, maybe. List.count. I don't have to do this item thing in here. I don't think we would want it to notify. It doesn't know what this is. Um, line 38. Do I not need this thing? This is way above my level. Make the count maybe 36 of type int and take no. I just put int in there. Int whatever. I way above my level. If you can teach me this, I'll be quite shocked. Um, int line 36 public int. Oh, okay. Return list count. It still doesn't like. Oh, did I get rid of the thing it needed? Oh, we're using link? No. All right, so then let me see here. Then insert, I would. All right, I insert. I think I can do. Let me figure that. I think because it's almost identical to add, right? Insert t item. Then we're gonna have the it is identical to this. I'm gonna have to comment the shit out of this, like I said a minute ago, because otherwise. Okay, we need remove as well. I should have just copied these things. Except I need to put insert here. Insert takes two things. Let's do remove and see if that works, because that doesn't take two things. So this is going to need. It's not returning anything. This is going to need. It is an int, but it needs to be called something. Place. Location. We'll just put an I. And then this should be I. Um, That's like the classic thing that I do actually is I'll make a bunch of stuff and I'll only change like half of the things that I copied. I don't know why that is such a it like happened to me I think yesterday. All right, so what do you guys want? Okay, so count is still not I'm not doing count right still. What am I doing wrong here? I'm gonna move this up a little bit because I just want to be able to see the top here. The error message is, I guess that doesn't help. Can I make this bigger? I cannot make that bigger. The error message is that dot count is a method which is not valid in the given context. Here, you know what I can do? Um, is well, that's not helpful. You know, normally I actually keep this at 90 or 190%. Well, that's which is not. I need parentheses at line 68. Oh. Okay, so we got other errors here that I'm going to have to. Same at line 72. Oh, right, right. All of it. So this is pretty good. Yeah. So back to what you were talking about with the IntelliSense, the IntelliCode, or whatever it's called, generally is pretty amazing. Um, for like sometimes I'll like click and just wait for a second so I can catch up. Um, all right. So now I'm using this wrong. Now cannot apply index with. So I got it. There's a different way to use this. Let me see if I can think this through. Spot. What is this song? What is this? My music has changed to goth rock, which I'm not against. It's just I don't know that goth rock song. All right, let me think about this here. So we no longer. Oh yeah, I get copyright problems when I put it. I wish I could. I tried it for a while, and then um, I would love to, and I tried it for a while, and Twitch started warning me, and then YouTube actually does this thing where it says, "Hey, you got a problem, but this particular artist says that it's fine if you do this." So I was like, Twitch doesn't really care. And then Twitch started like saying like, "Hey, you got to stop doing this." And then I watched this, and I still ignored him. And then I watched this video of someone who like gotten a bunch of not like they just got banned. And I have another channel where I stream video games, and that one would also get banned. Um, and that was like more the concern. All right, so how do I do this? Let's see. It doesn't. Oh, I gotta go back to it here. If there's a list inside this list, Do I have to go list in here? No. Yeah, this is crazy above my level. Thank you for showing this to me, because then it makes me, like think of other ways that I have to do stuff. So these are all like interacting with that list. This gets the count. Um, yeah, I don't know how to do this part. The count makes sense. What is this other? These are easy now that you told me. Yeah, here's the thing I was talking about where it's always like, hey, this shouldn't be read only because we are. Oh man, because we are changing this list. We're adding to it. I wonder why it thinks it's sometimes this is not wrong, but all right, let me see this. Um, okay, so this is a getter setter property thing. We need this can go back. This can go here. I usually do them like this. I just try to be consistent with my formatting because because it gets weird if I look at it sometimes. Okay, I have no idea what I mean, I know you, I know how it's gonna work because you told me. But if I would have saw this just like in someone's code, I would just copy and paste it and just continue. Okay, so this obviously is just returning the list. And it's returning this list, but I don't understand why it does anything. I'm gonna Google this. I bet you, like it's not like a for loop or anything. It's an indexer, so you can access the instance like an array. Oh, do I need this setter in that? So I always talk about this, like I usually stream for like 3 hours of programming and video games, and then my brain is pretty worn out. Um, I don't know how professionals can do it for 40 hours. Uh, oh, 40 hours a week. Like that would, like I would be so mentally done, and I would also be useless. You know what I mean? Like after the 3 hour mark, it's probably more like the 2.5 hour mark. My production would be very low. So we're adding to it here, but I don't. But when you say like an array, I'm not sure what you mean. I'm gonna copy this thing too if it will let me. I don't know why it won't let me copy links from the chat. I want this other notepad here. Whoops. There we go. Using indexers. Yeah, I've never even heard that term until today. Or maybe I haven't, I forgot about it. Just like arrays, the indexed value can be set or retrieved without explicitly specifying a type or instance member. Like, this is all gibberish in my brain. What's the name of the object you're creating? It's a list of game objects that are just tokens. Is that what you mean? So would this still be? All right, well, we need to subscribe to this. So let's subscribe first, and then I'm going to run. Well, do we want this in county? Yeah, we'll have this on Awake here. Let's subscribe to this thing, which should be. We have that part. We need to subscribe to spawned. What did we call this list added? Just making sure I didn't change it. That's like a pretty common thing for me to do. And so then we'll just add, well, we can't add 3. We got to add, we'll put like a game object in here. I just want it to do something. Well, we don't want it to do it on, it will actually happen. It will happen on its own. Um, with a thing here, we probably want this and that, maybe? No, not that. So here's, like, we're getting the first one and the first game object in the list. Line 82, your code accesses it like an array. So how is it different? How is accessing the code like an array versus different than like a list? Or is there no difference? It's just normally that's how we access in C sharp. You access lists information like an array. Is my question making sense? Like, or am I thinking too deeply into this concept, or not enough? uh, at positions. Okay, so an array because you're pointing at the different um, indexes. Pointing might be the wrong term. I took a C class. I think it was a C class like 30 years ago, and I stopped going at pointers, which I guess is pretty common. Um, so I think I don't know why this wants this as read only because we are changing this though. All right, let's run this and see what happens here. Okay, so this should have. Well, we didn't put anything. We didn't put it. This isn't going to do us anything here. You know, it's weird is I used this the other day. I copied and pasted some code and I had this in here and it aired out. It wasn't in this, it was on the other game. So it should be getting added to the list. No, it shouldn't. We got to spawn something first. We got to do it right here. Well, that works perfectly. So now, with that, with you doing all this work for me, with that, we can just say like something changed, stack the thing, and then I'll just have the only thing I'll have to worry. Well, I'm sure will be many things I'll have to worry about, um, but the main thing I'll have to worry about is to make sure it's not like the thing we just encountered where it was stacking it when the thing was moving, but we already have that in there. Man, this could actually change a bunch of things because I am dealing with so many lists. Um, no, that's really cool. And this uses an event. All right, we don't need this here. I feel bad for deleting your code, but we don't need this either. Okay, and I do need to comment this. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. Thank you so much, by the way. I'm going to take a quick break, though, and then I'll be right back. And I'm going to write some comments on here because I'm literally going to not remember any of this. All right, be right back. All right, I am back. Oh, I forgot to stop my music. I really wish I could play the music. It's just, and I don't want to listen to techno. I don't know why this really wants read only. Let's make it read only anyways. Um, and Professor Steven, uh, is it okay if I add you to? I have a list of people who've helped me. It's only a couple people in chat. I got to open the file because this is open source. No, I don't want a new file. I want to open to my list here on my README of people who have helped me. Here, if you're cool with that. But back to, oh, awesome. Vince R. Miller. Thank you so much, man. Like, I was already thinking, like, wonder if I should do that in my other game too, because there's some stuff. Basically, you summon demons in my other game, and it just adds them to the list right after you. And I'm wondering if there's probably, because I'm gonna need to have like anime. I don't know. I'm trying to avoid animations and stuff, but I think I'm gonna need some because it's kind of It's not startling in a good way. It's just like, where did this thing come from on the screen? You know what I mean? Like, so I think I'm gonna need to have something, and like that would be a way to like have an event fire. Instead of having it. Um, yeah, it's another thing, like when the guy said, "Oh, you should be using an array," and I was like, "What's an array?" It's like that type of change to how I learned stuff. Because I was using a list, and he was like, "No, you need to use an array. It would be better," and it was better. I forget what the fuck it was that I was working on. And so Keto too. It's a long story, but basically, yes. There's definitely chat has been very helpful with me on this, and this particularly. All right, so let's put some comments in here because, like I said, I'm going to forget. So this thing here, this makes this function like a normal list. These items down here. The we can I guess that's pretty obvious with that name. These normal list actions work correctly if I don't know. Do I have yeah, if we need to do other things to the list, we need to add them here. And all right, so that's all those. Oh, I'm going to put a note on here though. A method. So when using it, it will need okay, so that's probably pretty good for that. I'm gonna put a note here. This is not a normal list. Because I will not notice that, and I'll be like, why? What is going on? Okay, so let's rename this. I think I'm gonna go with list changed. Whoops. Oh. And now we need to do. Wait. Yes, I'm gonna leave that there actually, and then we're gonna go. Let's get this awake out of here. I have 2 awakes. Is that what's happening? I do. Let's get this one out of here. Do we have anything else? I leave comments in until I forget what they're for. Like, I comment out big sections of code, and then when I forget what it is, I just delete it. Sometimes they're references or whatever. Okay, so then we want this, when the lists change, we want it to stack tokens. Yeah, so anyways, I was using the GitHub thing, which I Copilot for a while, and when I first started using it, I would hit like tab and it would fill in exactly what I wanted. Not exactly, 95% what I wanted of like a full page of code, and I'd just be like, wow, this thing just auto completed so much. But as I used it, it got more and more unreliable till it would put a full page of garbage. And it would, I would have to hit tab again for it to apply that full page, and I eventually just got rid of it because it was getting more and more unreliable as time went by. And I don't know if it's because of my code or if it's because of um, it sucks. Okay, now we need to go. I saved this, right? Yeah, all right, that's saved. We need to comment out like this thing. Well, we need to find where this thing, and we need to tell it to, well, that's the one spot we need it to not. Okay, we need that too. Yeah, so this is a perfect, we don't, where is this? So this is when we spawn something. So it should be changed on its own now. That's in some, what is this? That's the only place we're doing that? Oh, this is what we're gonna fix next, actually. That I just commented this out because it was I was getting too many bugs from this, and I wanted to simplify it. All right, there's got to be one more. Okay, so this one is when it moves away. I thought we did another one of these. I don't actually. Let's see what happens if we get rid of this. I think this should also be taken care of because it won't do. I mean, if there's nothing in there, then I don't know what happens if it. Well, we'll find out. All right, let's see how this runs now. I definitely want that to still exist. So we're gonna, yeah, we just need one right now because we can test it moving around, and so that obviously doesn't really need to be. Oh, okay. So this thing is empty at that point. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. Yeah. So we're gonna need a if it's not. That was on the return. So if I'm gonna make this different here. I think if so it still exists, the list should still exist. It should just be not. That's Portland. Um, oh no, it's gone. Is it gone? It's clicking on the wrong area here. Oh, we can't see it is all that's happening. Can I serialize this? Or is that gonna explode things? We will find out here. I don't see it there. Thank you for the follow as well. That sounded like it came from my computer, not my headset. Um, okay, I can't serializable. It's in the wrong spot here, I think. We want. No, it is not in the wrong spot. Um, Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't even see that there. Um, so I think we need an if it's not void, or if it's not null, not void, then return this. If is it this or T? It's not T. I think you may want it where you create. Okay, so this isn't. Not all code paths return. All right, so I'm doing something wrong here. Serializable is weird because well, it's probably not weird. It's probably I just don't understand it. No, you want if. Oh, I'm in the wrong spot. Um, or line 33. List.count is not equal to 0. Okay, all right, I get what you're saying. List, we got to go back. All right, now if list.count is, well, not equal to 0, not equal to 0, but then return this. But you'll need an else and a return of something in that case. Okay, so it has to return something? Is that? Oh, it does. I guess that makes sense since you are getting something. What was it doing? He was moving, or they were moving away. And I don't think it really matters. I've seen, I think, return 0. No, it wasn't a 0. Can we just reach? No, we got it. Return. Um, null. No. Is there some now value it can never? Yeah, it could be. I mean, it will never. Yes, -1 would. Do I have to put like an int in here? Doesn't like this. What does it think? And it expecting. Well, it wants me to fix the formatting. I don't think either of those are the solution. Return null. Whoops. Oh, it doesn't want to suggest. it's because it could be a non-nullable value type. Considering using default T instead. You know, I think I have seen it say default before. What is that going to return though? Can I debug log default? Oh, it put like a thing at the end. It wanted to finish that up. It was suggesting, I think it was T in there. I'm curious. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of code that I've used. Probably a lot in this one, less so in my hex game, where I don't actually know, like I copy and paste it just because it works. Okay, so we have that, and then when they move away, okay, so default is nothing, which is fine. Okay, so what are we doing here? This is stacking the tokens, and it's supposed to be turning, but there's nothing there. But that might be a different bug. That might be unrelated to what we're doing. um, let's see. Have I ever moved in all these tests? Have I ever moved it so that it was empty? I did. I was moving it back and forth. So let me see here. Um, what is this supposed to be doing exactly? So this is when it starts moving. And this is if the count is above 1, it does this stacking. And then if this is... So it turned the name on there. I think it's trying to do it. It is, so it's trying to do it at the one we got with that's empty. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because it's happening before. Yeah, it's trying to do it in the one that's empty. So that's not the end of the world, though. Um, we can do this a different way, probably. So the way we were doing this, let's see if we get rid of that. I think we can do that a different way. I think we can do it, and it would probably be better if we had like the token itself controlling that instead of some other script. How would we know that it was on the top? I don't know. We'll deal with that in a second. Let's see here. Oh, weird. I just saw a bug. Unrelated to what we're doing. I shouldn't be able to click through on the map when that screen's up, and I didn't. I was able to. Oh wait, we did want to be able to click through, but right click, we don't want it to work. All right, we'll just have to put a... I was able to click through on here, but time is paused. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's fine. I can't unpause it, which is fine. Wait, now, no. See, it remembered all those clicks. Okay, so let me put this in my list of right clicking when a panel is open works. Probably need to disable that. Yeah, we definitely, because it's remembering all the shit we did too. So we don't want that to be going on. Good God, this list of hero changes is out of control. This is supposed to be like my simple run through. So I'm trying to do the whole game in like little circles where I do each portion the simplest as possible. And then when I get around and done everything in the whole game, like it's basic, the most basic of each part is done, then I'll expand on that. And this hero thing is getting out of control. I mean, every step is getting out of the control. Let me see here. So oh God damn it, I keep doing this. So that works. What about if we have multiple people? Whoops, not you. Okay, we have let's so this person's gonna get added to the list. Well, whatever person has clicked on, and it did it. It stacked it exactly how we wanted, which I don't know why I'm surprised. And that stacked it. And this guy's still on top. Wait, who did I click on last? I think it's Robin Howard. That is the person. And that works. And this person's still. So why is this all working right? Okay, he's still on the bottom. Um, Robin Howard. No, he's on the top. I. I don't know why I'm so shocked. Everything's working. There must be something wrong. Okay. You can get the return. You can get the return nulls if you change the list declaration to this. Okay. List declaration public class where t equals class is wait like this. Oh, good God. List with notification or copy your line. If it will let me. I gotta like right click on it, I think. It does not like hotkeys. Where T is colon class. Now I'm even more confused. Then we go back to this return. And we go null. Thank you. What was the thing we just changed? And why is it working without it? Okay, so what is this supposed to be? Oh, it was supposed to be turning the thing on and off. Um, that change forces you to use something that is a class as what the list will store and prevents non-normal types like ints. Let's see here. Was this not just working? I think this okay, did we never need this else statement in the first place? I think maybe we didn't. I'm trying to think why we put that there. We did it today. I keep saying we. All right, why I put that there? My music stopped again. God damn it. All right, I'm going to comment this out. And then the other bug that we were working on that I think actually has cured itself as well. Cured itself was it's time to spawn that person. Benjamin Sanders. Almost got Bernie Sanders there. Um, I think that whatever the problem was, it's gone. It had something to do with. Yeah, everything works amazingly now. Then the other thing was this select that I had all commented out. We need to redo this, and maybe I can do this in a half hour. See, this is so fucking convoluted. I just commented it all out, Let's get this out of here and rewrite it from scratch because I think it's garbage. I think it's garbage. I don't know what it's supposed to just. All right, so we click it. Oh, I know why it's all convoluted. Like, so this is gonna be a test of our new code here. Um, so you click on the top ones already selected. So if is equal to itself is equal to what? I will have to do this before this thing actually. So is equal to game object, then we want to do something else. Else this thing. I've noticed recently that because of how much different my coding is, like a lot of times it's better if I just rewrite it than try to modify my existing garbage code. Um, it usually comes out better. I hope. I think. Okay, so if it's already exists, then we do need to stack the tokens, and we're not changing the list because the list is already um the list isn't changing. We just need no, the list is going to change because so if it's already there, we want the bottom one to become the top one. So let's see, we need to remove. All right, yeah, this is going to be a test of my abilities too. So we need to remove um, the currently selected world map load. Um, this is long. We probably want to turn this into something else. Oh my God. Yeah, this is going to be very uh, oh, is this a game object? This is a game object. Okay. Then what we're going to want to do is so we have it, we click on it again. We need that list, which is spawned, which is in a list, good God, which is in a dictionary list, which is called counties. It's not a dictionary list, it's a dictionary class or a public class or something. Which has this in here. Which is there's really no easier way to get to this? I guess there isn't. Um, game object, get component, Jesus Christ. County. Spawn token list. This is so fucking long. Um, we need to take 0 and put it. Is there a normal? We might have to write a new one of those things, but is there? How did we do this down here? Did we just removed it and added it? We did just remove it. Well, we inserted it, then we removed it. Is there a way? Move item in list. Do we have to remove it and insert it? Okay, so that's the same thing I was doing. They're removing it first, though. Are they sticking in another? Like, I don't need to do that. I can just remove it afterwards. It's gonna get stacked twice, though. No, I don't want to eat from one list to another. Actually, this is what we want to do, but in reverse. Okay, so he's doing the exact same. I was hoping there was an easier way to do it. You know, so on my other one, it had me do this weird thing one day. Let's actually just ask it. I'm curious. Um, to move something in a list from 0 index to the end. All right, so they have the same thing going. Sometimes, you know, it throws out some weird shit that's actually. I'm trying to think. It was under like combat log or something. It was right. What I clicked on, I saw it. Yeah, it had this queue thing that I was using in the combat log, which I had never used before, and it told. I looked up what it was, and it said like it's for that type of in queue. I'm gonna ask it what it thinks about that. What about in queue? Yeah, now it doesn't know. It doesn't know what I'm talking about. It's you know the other thing that's weird about it is it forgets shit. Like I know my memory sucks, but it's a computer. Like you'll be talking to it for a while and it will suddenly like I was telling it stop telling me about vector 3 stuff. Just tell me about vector 2. And it would always after a while start slipping vector 3 stuff in there and I'd say we're back to using vector 3 and it would be like, "Oh yeah, here let me remove that." Okay, so we can copy this stuff. What do I got? What do I got here? Is there an easier way to do this? Oh, I see what I did. So I have like it broken into two parts. So I guess this code is okay. List add, list remove. Yeah, there's no better way to do that, huh? Oh, remove at. Is that what I did here? Oh, I did. We're going to have to add that to our thing. Um, that's not a big deal, I don't think. Because we can just, yeah, that should be easy. Wonder why, I guess I just broke it. Oh, look, I used county population ID. Yeah, that's some old code. I don't think I even have, oh, I must have it or it would have been airing out. I guess this will be okay. We don't need to have that stacking token thing in here. Let's do this sort of. Let's put um token list here to equal this so that we don't have because we're going to use this twice and I don't want. So that's why, yeah, I think that's why, because I think that's why I'm inserting it first, and I think that's what you had to, yeah, is adding it first, and then removing it after, because I think I did it the other way first, and I was getting confused, because this is kind of old code too. This isn't as old as my other stuff, because this is kind of like a new thing the games needed to do. I literally was thinking about this like last Wednesday, and I was like, I kind of just want to screw the token stacking right now, and just have them sit next to each other, and just move on to the next thing. But then I was like, it makes it so much better just to have this stacking thing work. Okay, so if we have, I kind of did this differently, but the same. I don't think we've written in. Oh, we did do right insert. So we will need to insert. Yes, 0. What did I do? What is all this garbage? Oh no, we want this to go to the end. Um, is what we want. This, so you click on the top one. No, we don't want it to go to the end. Oh, we were putting it at the end. And then the one we were moving it. So you click on it and it gets put on the bottom of the stack. And then the next one on the list is now at the top. I'm going to put this comment here, because I'm going to wonder what this is. I don't think I knew that I could just. Yeah, I don't think I knew that I could just do this before when I wrote this, a month ago. Because I recently was like, why was I doing this all the time? Then, yeah, it's gonna get stacked twice, but I don't know if that matters. This stack of guys, like the stack of guys, is not gonna ever be that large. Um, but we could do. Oh no, that won't work. I was about to say. You know what? No, no, no. We could do this first. Is my thought process? Let me think. It's still going to get stacked twice, so it doesn't matter. But we could do this without having to write. And then we got to write this thing. We can comment this out. So this is, that's not going to do me any good. Now, if I can figure this out, this should be pretty. No, we need. Wait, come here. We need this, and it's gonna pass in an item. No, wait. We don't need no item. We don't need no item. We just need where it goes, and then even though we don't actually need to know this, I'm gonna put that in there just in case later down the road, if yeah, I want everything we do to any of these lists to even though we don't want to know at this particular for this particular one, because I think that's another like consistency thing. We got to keep it consistent, because otherwise I'll be 6 months I'll be like, why the fuck isn't this notifying me? That's because I left it out. All right, so this should. I think we need 3 people for this to be um, relevant here. I really need to fix that too. It's too easy to see through that shit. I think I'm gonna put like another piece of paper down here or something. All right, so we got 3 people. Spawn you. Spawn you. And we're gonna be ultra critical of everything that's happening. So now if we click on this, it should. That worked, but I wasn't being critical enough. I don't know who was on top at the beginning. All right, start this over. I wasn't paying attention to who was on top. I think I did it in. Did I do it in order? I don't know. I was like, I just said we got to be ultra critical. Then I stopped immediately paying attention. Okay. So Ernest is the first person we're spawning, and then Betty is second. That's working, and there's 2 people there. Cheryl Henderson is the third person. We're gonna close this. Okay, and Betty was second, so that's right. And then so now so Cheryl should be on the bottom. I guess we could actually look. Oh no, we can't look at this. That's okay. Um, Cheryl should be on the bottom at this point. Betty is on the top, and then Ernest should be second. And that's what's happening. And then we can just keep clicking through this, and this works. So now let's move someone away and move them back. That was Betty that was moving. Let's click it again. Ernest, I think. Yeah, it should. Okay, let's click back here. Do we want to keep this in the same order? Probably. Jesus Christ, what a pain in my ass. That's the other thing I've learned about programming, is that every time you get something, working perfectly, you find another thing that you got to do the same thing to, or something similar to. You're like, oh yeah, this is look dumb. And it's back to the thing when I stream other video games and I notice that some like the developers, haven't done that. I'm like, why didn't they do that? Yeah, we should probably be sorting this list. It won't be, we would just sort it. We don't need to. Man, that's going to be a huge pain in the ass, though. I think we'll just pretend like I never noticed that. Okay, what happens if we send you here? I think we were on Betty, yeah. I mean, everything is working perfectly. I think it's all thanks to you, Professor Stevens, because it solved like all these issues. Like, I've been struggling with this movement and this county stacking on and off because I keep coming back to it for months of weekend streams. I actually think I'm gonna call it a day. I think this is the perfect time. Let's do something else actually real quick. Let's go through. We can close that. Let's go through this thing's out of control. Dated here. Moving token should stay selected. Let's clean up this thing so that we can be prepared for next week here. All right, so that's definitely something that needs to be fixed, but that actually should be over here. Get rid of the county spawn script and put it in county info. I still don't know what I'm talking about in that county spawn script. Yeah, this is a, no, sorry, this is not. This is on GitHub. This is a GitHub project. You can look at it different ways to like a list. I never look at it this way though. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's somewhat new. The one thing I noticed that really annoys me, and I haven't figured out where they're putting it, but if you hit close issue over here, it moves it to this done one, which is cool, but it seems to randomly stick it in here. So I need to know, I want it in order just in case I have to find it and dig it back out. This is something we definitely want to do. I don't remember what I was talking about here. County spawn script and put into county info. Maybe I already did it. I'm gonna mark it as done. I just want to accomplish something. And then we can reopen it if I remember what the fuck I was talking about there. So this is definitely something I want to work on later. Figure out a way to combine the three lists. Yeah, so we need needs to be here. Can click the population button when yeah, that's another wait. These are the same, pretty much the same issue. We could use a while statement. That was just a thought I had. So we actually, this is just, I have a note thing down here somewhere. I'm scared of while statements, so I'm trying to break my fear of while statements. And I know that's another Chat GPT thing. It's always trying to use while statements, and I don't know if, like, is my fear justified? If a hero moves into a county and you spawn in there, all right, well, let's double check that. Does that work or not work? If it moves and then you spawn one, all right, man. Thanks for dropping by and thanks for the help and the follow and everything. And have a good night. All right. So what did this say? It said if a hero moves into a county and you spawn another hero. All right, let's move this. Well, let's spawn this guy. Move him. Well, we got to close this. Man, I got to fix that soon. All right, so he's moved here. We need to spawn another hero on top of him. Patrick Taylor. Looks like that's him. So that looks fixed. If I could just clear a few more of these, I'd be very stoked. Rename county hero stacking. I didn't like this before, but now I've used it so much that that's what I know that is. Like county hero stacking is now that in my brain. So instead of deselecting the hero when it moves, we could disable. Well, this is no longer applies. That was when we were doing that different type of movement system. So that's done. I should probably be putting some notes in here. We need to have an intermittent list of when a hero or army is like, we should put a note in here. No, we don't. No, we do not. Okay, when a hero is set to move, do we close the hero info panel and open the county info panel? What that's talking about is, well, we can do it right here. So I think we already made up our mind on this too. We're showing the hero that's moving, and I think that's better than showing the county that's moving. Yeah, so we made up our mind on that. Man, I needed to have updated this a long time ago. I think I was mired in desperation. When a hero reaches destination, it needs desperation. I was mired in desperation. When a hero reaches destination, it needs to be on top of the hero stack. We already did that. We just fixed that today. And time sometimes doesn't trigger the hero move. Well, we don't use time to do that anymore, so holy shit. We're almost done with this list. Hero can't be selected while it's moving. Do we want that to be possible? So that's once again with that other thing, but let's see if this works. Uh-oh. Oh no, I thought we were I thought it was crashing on us. Um so it's saying, let's pause this. We unselect it. What happens if we unselect it? Okay, and then what happens if we select it? Nothing. And then if I click over here, it goes home. You know what we need though? We need a combat log. Because it needs to say that what's going on there, because that's too confusing for the player. The player is going to be like, why is it going there? This is done as, what the fuck, man? We've done like everything here. Hero will not appear in counties you don't own. Fix for dev view. Didn't we set up a whole thing called dev view? We did. We just put a category in. Um, let's put. We got a lot of columns here. I should probably push this to main to, or not, whatever we're calling it these days. Is it main? It's main. Um, so this is actually, let's rename this. Look how slow this is. And okay, we made it. We made it though. Okay, let's put this over here though. Let's rename this to heroes should be viewable in dev view. So this dev view is just gonna be like this list of things we'll be able to see later. And I was trying to I was trying to work on that while we were working on the normal stuff, and it was causing me so many issues where like I would be like, why can I see this? Oh, it's because dev view's on, and wait, why is this wrong? Because dev view's causing this issue. So I basically decided that's got to be its separate own thing. I got to write that as its separate own thing. Um, Hero movement is what this whole thing is. I think we're actually done with that. What is this? Combined token move. I guess that would be the final. This is pretty awesome. I don't know if I'm going to be able to write my own yet, though. I don't think I am. We'll see. Um, let's see here. I don't want to do this right now. I just want to look at it. Like, how impossible is that? Like, is that a big deal? What are we doing? So I think this will be pretty simple to fix. I say that now. Um, I say that now, but okay. So we'll do that before we push this to main. Not today. Figure out a way to combine the three lists. I think this is going to really fuck us later on. That we have these three lists. The spawn token one we 100% need. I'm not sure about the county heroes and the county population. I have a bug list somewhere. Where is that? Have the inspector disable all objects. Oh yeah, that we do want to do that. Okay, so here I think no, we gotta I don't know this. I think we'll put this in the next round. I don't know what we might just have to come back that. Yeah, those are for the next round. So I think this is what we can do next time, and then this will be done. And what we'll do is we'll just stick this back over here at the bottom. And then we'll do the same shit with the armies. Luckily, we've combined a lot of this, and so like the hero movement will apply the army movement. We can stack. We'll stack the armies in there as well, because they're just, all the armies are is heroes with more people. In fact, we might not just get rid of the army concept and spawning the hero. We'll think about that next time, but spawning the hero might be equivalent to mustering an army, and if we do that, I think that will be. Wow, I feel so good after fixing these. This has been like a on and off for months. All right, but I think that's everything for this. So let's make sure that this is saved. And it's because we tore out all that crappy shit a while ago, all that, and then this list thing helps a lot too. So let's close this thing. Go back to here. And it's so funny, it looks like nothing. Looks like we did nothing. You know, so on my other game, it's like I have 50 different changes, but it's all like one letter and everything. All right, yeah, token movement. Token movement seems to be bug free and stacking correctly. You know, next time we start the game, of course, we'll notice some issue. That always happens next Saturday or whatever. And that's it. I was waiting for something to happen, but there was nothing to be happening. Thank you for joining me, and I will talk to you guys next time. Have a good day, night, existence.